here. Yeah, probably. So right now, Sarah and I are standing right below what I believe is the dam controlling the flow out of Wallowa Lake. We went for a little walk and followed a side trail and ended up seeing that the little stream we were following was like significantly higher in elevation than the river that we saw. And so we followed this little trail that runs along the stream, and this is what we ended up seeing. So obviously that appears to be a dam. I believe that this is the Wallowa River coming out here. I'm guessing that on the other side of that dam is Wallowa Lake. And this, what we're standing on here, is a diversion that ends up being that stream that Sarah and I followed. So this is just a little ways downstream from where I took that last video, and you can see there's a little flow gauge there showing the water in the irrigation ditch. And if we turn around, you can see we're significantly higher than the river itself. Kind of cool. So there's a survey monument, and it's kind of cool because it's right this side of this little stream right here. There it is again. And on this side you've got the river down below, which may or may not be able to see. It's like just a little tiny narrow ridge here. So once again we're on this little ridge looking at the irrigation ditch over here, and if you look down at the river now, obviously we're well above the elevation of the river, but interestingly it looks like there's another diversion down there similar to the one we were on further upstream. So it'd be interesting to see where that water's going. So here, this is that other diversion I just showed you a second ago, and you come down here and you can see that once you get here, you can see this other ditch coming off, and there's the river on the far side again. And another diversion, like the one we just got up here. They're just taking water and taking water. Pretty cool. This is that gauge that I mentioned earlier, a cement chute. And probably a gauging station here. And then back over here, this is actually the inlet to the pond. So there's a little gate over here, right there, coming out of this ditch, and it flows into the pond a little bit. So that's probably where the water's coming from for this pond.
And then trickling out the far end.
And trickling out the far end. So once again, here's this little stream, the diversion that I mentioned, and you notice we're going to walk down this trail here, and we're well below the level of this stream. And the interesting thing here, there's a little road that crosses, but you could see if the water got up 2 feet, it would flow down here instead of through the irrigation ditch there. So that's kind of interesting. That's what actually got me initially thinking about trying to figure out what was going on with the water here. So I'm thinking that little waterway that you can see down there through the trees by the guy mowing his lawn is the second diversion that we saw. It follows around this way somehow. And this is the swamp that pond was draining into. It's the trail we just came down. And actually where the trees are over here, higher up, that's where the first diversion was. And I bet it's going along, yeah, where the other side of it. Going around over here and probably down over this way. But anyway, I promise, well, I don't promise, but I suspect that that's the last hydrology video that I'm gonna do. You think, Sarah? All right. Of course, if we had just looked at the map before we started walking, I would have seen all this and been able to know what was going on instead of trying to figure it out as we went. Anyway, we ended up walking, let's see, from here up here, we went around here, and from there we walked all the way up to right about there. So, and then back was pretty cool. Anyway, done having my fun.